Well, welcome to Clarksville, the place my family has loved so dearly for generations. My name is Susan Marion Johnson Kollock. Born in Savannah, I was 24 when I married George Jones Kollock on November 25th, 1800. My sweet George, he called me wifey. He had a 4-year-old daughter from a previous marriage. His young wife Augusta died just 4 days after giving birth. My husband practiced law in Savannah from 1832 to 1836 and then became a planter on a vast scale. Cotton, mostly. You see, we have expansive land holdings in South Georgia. But the mountains are where we can catch our breath. We built woodlands, contracting with the brilliant Jarvis Van Buren, who you'll meet a little later this evening. Mr. Van Buren built our home with an air of whimsy and a nod to our wish to gather with our beloved family. Woodlands holds the things that we love: books, cabinets of curiosities, portraits of our ancestors, and remnants of a life now past. See, we Kollocks never ever threw anything away. Our letters to each other through the generations are available through the magic of what you all call the World Wide Web. We lived a high society life in Savannah, but here we felt freer to enjoy what we crave: connection to our community. Our family met the Stanfords. They lived just off the square on a massive estate that Mr. John R. Stanford modeled after his ancestral home in England. Pomona Hall cried out for guests, and Cordelia Stanford sent word when they were ready for company. They'd only been in the house 10 days when I summoned my buggy to pay a first call to the newly built home. I was that neighbor. It was a hub of hospitality for our town, and Cordelia, she carried me into every corner of that house and entertained us handsomely. Everyone in this place lived at a much slower pace than today. Sunsets on the veranda, the juice of a still warm tomato on our supper plates. When the warm summer air cooled a bit in the gloaming, our conversations were muffled by the lavender wisteria that overtook our porches with an evening shade. Those shadows on that porch evoke my lowest moments as I'm reminded of the loss of my firstborn child. A stillborn daughter, born in July of 1841 and buried here beneath the shelter of these hemlock trees. I knew I was doing too much to get ready for birth. And clumsy with pregnancy, I took a tumble on that fateful day. Cordelia Stanford shares in this suffering with me. Her little Mary, only 3, and my sweet girl, too tiny to name. I did heal in this place, albeit we were strangers of a sort, not being born and raised here. My sister-in-law wrote George during my season of grief. She said, Susan's experience has taught her that friends can be raised up to a sufferer, even in a land of strangers. And isn't that what we all want to say about our community? That we can love our neighbors as ourselves. We can comfort each other during times of deep grief. Our faith guides us in this. It's simply a gift to exist. And with existence comes great suffering, like the loss of a child. You can't have love without loss. That's our shared human existence. George and I, we went on to have 6 more children. And because of that early loss, I could love my children more deeply, more fiercely. So now I send you to call on sweet Cordelia. Deliver to her this prayer of solidarity for the losses that we share. Won't you join me? Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take.
If you'll follow me, we'll go call on Mrs. Cordelia Stanford.